Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a bit of a gear review on my kind of in the field hiking cook set. Stay tuned. So in my last video I was hiking with my daughter, and at the end of it I used this to make us some hot chocolate. This is what I throw in my pack when I want to cook stuff, usually when I'm out for a hike, or if I'm camping sometimes in the kind of backcountry where I'm not, I don't know, my camper, or I have like a kitchen in the back of my truck type thing. So this is what I use when I am just throwing it in my backpack, either dehydrated meals or soups and things like that I can cook in this, coffee in the morning, and like hot chocolate and stuff. So we'll go through this today. I'll just kind of show you what the contents of it are, and how I use it. Okay, so being upfront about this, I don't know all the names of everything that's in here. I'll go into it one day, but I came across a bunch of gear for free for a while, and one of the parts of it came from that. So I'm not really sure what brand it is. I can tell you it came from wish.com, so that, you know, it's not like a great reputable brand. But anyway, so the cup itself, or the outer bag, is made from Toaks. It actually comes with the main cooking pot / cup that I use. So that is what I keep everything in. So let's open it up and see what's inside. So if we take out the bag, set that aside. Right on top, lately during the winter, I keep a little pack of just Swiss Miss hot chocolate. It's good if I'm going hiking with the kids, or, you know, I've already had 4 cups of coffee for the day and I just want something hot, especially when it's cold. So the cup itself, like I said, is a Toaks titanium. This is a 750 milliliter cup. It's kind of hard to see. It's been kind of blackened and well used, but it's a Toaks titanium 750 milliliter cup. It does have some markings. They're actually on the inside, so these are backwards to you guys right now. But it has some markings for ounces and milliliters inside when you're trying to fill water. The handles on the outside kind of collapse into the cup, and then, you know, give you a bit of a handle when you pull them out. I keep saying cup, it's a pot or a cup, however you want to use it, you know. It does come with a lid and a little handle that comes up, and then it's got 3 little holes here to kind of let steam out, so if you're boiling water for drinking or anything else, you know, you'll see that steam coming out. So that's the lid. Inside, I always keep just a regular orange Bic lighter. I make them bright so that if I'm back and, you know, I'm in the grass and stuff, you know, I don't have a camo one because then you lose it. And then I've always got at least one just cheapo instant coffee. It's not great, but, you know, if you're hiking and you want a hot drink and you need a little pick me up, sometimes, you know, some instant coffee does the trick. So I keep at least one of these always inside. This is the stove itself. So this is the thing I said I got from Wish. There's a bunch of these things, a bunch of different brands and companies that make these, but essentially it's just like a little mini stove. What it does, it's got kind of a valve here that you turn and let more or less gas out, and then this kind of spins open like that. These feet kind of expand out, and that's what gets you, you know, to put your cup top on. Burner obviously right there. These things are loud, but they are really fast and really efficient. So that's kind of the stove. And then lastly, inside the cup, I always keep one of these little, this one's made by Sterno, but there's a bunch of different brands out there. So this is just like a butane propane mix fuel. So I've always got a few of these on hand, and they do last quite a while depending on what you're cooking. But to boil a pot of water or something like this, I'd probably get maybe 10, 15 times out of this before I have to change one. So that is basically the contents of the cup. Why don't I'll set it up together, get it all put together here for you. I'll show you how it connects, and then we'll, show you how, maybe I'll make a cup of hot chocolate. That sounds good right now. Okay, so to put the thing together, it's got a little protective cap there, and then this just screws on the can. They do have little hoses if you want a hose. They make stands for them. It all kind of depends on how your stove is set up, right? This one has a little igniter here. I don't use it very often, but it does work. So put the gas on. Ooh. Doesn't work well, I guess. So maybe that's why I don't use it. I wonder if it's bent over the years. Let's see. Yeah, useless. Okay, so the stove's set up, put together. This is what it looks like up close. And you can kind of tell this thing's a little bent up. It's been used and abused over the years. I'm ready for a new one, but for now, let's put a little water in our pot. This turns the fuel on and off in different, amounts of flame. So there's the flame, right? I can tell you, it gets it'll get pretty crazy on you pretty quick. They do work really fast. So now the pot just kind of sits on top. We'll put our lid on. So it'll boil a little quicker. And let's see how long this takes to boil.
A few moments later.
All right. So right there, we're boiling. So that was, I started at 2 minutes and 20 seconds on my little timer when I was recording, and that was 6 minutes and 9 seconds. So just under 4 minutes to get to a boil. So these things can be a bit dangerous. You see me in the last video I used this with, I told, my daughter was with me. I had her go away, All right, first thing we're gonna do is heat this up. While I'm heating this up, I want you to go down by the river, okay?
Why?
Because in case this spills, I don't want hot water going on there. Or step away. So these things can be a little tippy. This is warm, but not hot. But hot enough that I don't want to grab it with my fingers. So, the cup gets warm, but it shows you how fast, within 4 minutes, you've got boiling water. So what we'll do is, should just put the glove on, Matt. Put that over there so we don't melt our fancy new pad here. And we'll make ourselves a cup of hot chocolate. Yeah, I know you're supposed to use milk, but I'm using water. Don't judge me. How quick and easy. this thing heats up water. And like that, we've got us some hot chocolate. Cheers. One great thing I love about titanium is it heats up fast and it cools down real fast. So like literally I turned the camera off, grabbed a paper towel to kind of dry this cup out, and it's already, you know, cool enough to touch to the hand. You can see like the hot chocolate's still steaming ripping hard, so that's how quick it dries. So is the stove dry or cool though? That is the question. Yep. Okay. So we're just going to take it, spin it off. Always, these ones always, the sterno ones always kind of spit a little bit. The other ones I noticed they don't. I don't know why. But all right. So to kind of collapse it all back together, take our first things first, put our gas can in the bottom. Collapse our lids, and I'll take the stove, kind of set it down in there, and then I have 4 in here right now just because I was getting rid of the pack, but I usually only keep 1 or 2 in there, but we'll put 4 in there for now because it fits. And I'll throw the lighter in, trying to make sure the lighter doesn't hit where it's going to hit the button and let all the gas out. All right, get the lighter in, put the lid back on, and then just take the bag, and that sets inside. And then if I have a hot chocolate packet, I'll put it on top. And that is my little pot / cook kit while I'm in the back. It's good for making hot drinks. Oh, delicious and hot. And you know, like I said, soups and stuff like that. So pros and cons, right? Pro, it's super lightweight. The pot can be used over a fire. It's nice to have, right? You know, the can, it heats it up real fast. Like I said, 4 minutes to a boil is pretty good, you know, especially if you're making like a dehydrated Mountain House meal or something. In 4 minutes, you're pouring stuff in, you're letting it sit for a minute or so, and you're eating. Cons of having some of this. You're reliant on that fuel can for that stove to work. You know, that is one of the biggest cons, I would say, to a stove like this is, you know, these canisters are, you can find them at REI and Gander Mountain and stuff, but they're not necessarily at your local grocery store or hardware store sometimes. Sometimes these are hard to find. So depending on where you're going, make sure you have enough of them. So you always have to make sure you have them on you. Depending on what you're cooking or how long your trip is 1 can going to be enough? They do make larger cans for sure. Like they make some taller ones that you can put this on as well. So maybe that's an option. So just that's always something you have to be aware of is, do you have enough fuel for what you need? You know, worst case, you have to start a fire or something, put this pot over top of it to finish cooking if you run out of fuel. Is that a possibility where you're going? So some of the cons of that. Another thing is usually the stoves, depending on how much you spend, can be cheap, so they could be a little delicate. Just have to handle those with a little bit of care. The more expensive ones are better, but they're made to be lightweight. They're made to fit in your pack for, you know, that backpacker that wants a lightweight stove option. So, you know, they're not going to handle a ton of abuse, but, you know, just treat them gently, you know, like with care. Like I said, I've had this now for probably 7 years, maybe 6-7 years it's been. Damn. And it still works fine. You know, it's starting to get a little loose. The little igniter doesn't work and stuff, but you know, it works in a pinch. So I'm going to be exploring some more stove cooking options in the future here, in the very near coming future. So wait, big news on that. That'll be coming up here soon. And some other cooking options. I really like cooking outdoors, and I want to share that with you guys, different ways of cooking and stuff. I got a box over in the corner that I haven't unboxed yet that is for some cast iron cooking, so we might do that soon too. It's starting to, as I say this, last night we got hit with like a huge winter storm, like 10 inches of snow fell. So I've been shoveling all morning. I've got a chill in me because I'm just wet, but it's actually kind of warm today, so it's melting. Anyway, ADD, Matt, focus. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so even though we got a ton of snow last night, it's March and we're starting to get little hints of maybe spring's around the corner. So what does that mean? That means we're gonna start making syrup soon. So food themed stuff coming up. Moving out of the woodworking stuff more into cooking and stuff like that in the spring. So we're gonna be making syrup. I wanna do, as soon as the snow melts back and I can get the campfire going and stuff in the back, some cast iron Dutch oven cooking. I got some stews and stuff to make as it's still a little cool out, keep you warm. And then some more stuff that I don't want to talk about yet, but some cool stuff coming for cooking options while camping. So we'll start going through all that. And then maybe it'd be cool, I could show you my truck kitchen. So I keep two totes in the back of my truck all the time. One of them is kind of a full camp setup with like tents and sleeping bags and stuff. And the other is just like hiking gear and stuff that I use depending on what trail I'm going on. And one of those things inside of that tote is another smaller tote with my kitchen stuff in it. So if I'm out somewhere and I want to cook something, I've got pretty much everything I need to cook off the tailgate. So maybe we'll talk about that. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble now, and this video is probably what was supposed to be short is getting long. So again, if you like this type of content, please give me a subscribe, thumbs up, comment down below. I really do appreciate all of them. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye. And my hot chocolate. It's so hot though, I burned my tongue a little bit. So I'm trying to drink it while it's still boiling hot. And I look probably talking funny. It's hot, but it's good. All right, the kids are outside. I'm gonna go make a snow fort with them because it's wet and the snow's like super heavy and it's awesome packing snow. I'm gonna go do that. See ya.